Good morning, you amazing human beings. This is Greg McDaniel. This is McDaniel Mornings Motivation. We are going to be talking about something that's kind of coming to the foresight of my reality right now. And I want to kind of share things, and I have my phone right here. So I'm going to be reading off 13 different things to be mentally strong. Now, why is this important? The reason why I'm finding this important for a lot of folks that I interact with and react to is because a lot of us, I mean, we just our mental strength is just not there, unfortunately. I don't know why, because we're maybe beat down, told it doesn't matter, whatever, fill in the blank. But let's go through these really quickly. I know you guys have a short amount of time. So, number one, don't fear alone time. Now, this is something I struggled with. I had a person in my life that forced me to have time by myself. And I really hated it in the beginning. And then I loved it. I love the silence. And I think that's one of the biggest things. Silence people freak out about. Um, and on Mornings with McDaniel, we try to cover all kinds of different concepts and topics and everything else. I want you to go find time by yourself. Maybe go walk the dog. Maybe go sit in the backyard. Maybe go to a park. Maybe go to a restaurant by yourself. But by the way, that's very fun. Okay, so let's go into number two. Again, like I know you guys are busy with your day. Don't dwell on the past is number two. Now, don't dwell in on the past. What does that actually really mean? We all have a past. We've all done things that are good, bad, ugly, awesome, and questionable, right? So if you dwell on that, you can't focus on what's going to happen ahead of you, your future. And that's the most terrifying thing because you don't know what's there. But you already know what was there in the past, right? So, in all honesty, don't dwell on this shit. I mean, sorry for the cussing, but it is true. I mean, it will eat you alive. Number three, um, don't fill the world with your woes. Nobody wants to hear you complain. Keep it to yourself and just allow life to take place and learn lessons from that. Once you start doing that, your life is going to change significantly because all of a sudden it's incredibly clear. Like when I started doing podcasting and vlogging and everything else, I didn't think anybody would want to listen to me. And I'll tell you one thing, people will lament with you on a large basis once they understand where you're coming from. But don't tell them about it. Just do your thing, they'll watch what your actions are and they can grow from what you're experiencing, which it could be horrible, it could be great, it could be whatever. But anyways, number four, don't expect immediate results. Now, immediate results, that's you got to quantify immediate results. When I started my podcast, my co-host and I looked at each other and we're like, how's this gonna work? And we're like, I don't know. And so we looked at to Gary Vaynerchuk, and we're like, okay, so what was his method? And it turned out to be 18 months. And so we were like, okay, fine, totally cool. Let's do this. 18 months, nose to the grindstone, not looking up, not looking around, just gonna go make money, do shows, make it happen. Now, here's the funny thing. If you look at Phelps when in the Olympics racing, when he won one of his many gold awards, he didn't look around. The guy next to him was looking around. And that is the difference between winners and losers. You have got to not look at the immediate results. You have to look at the long-term play. How's it going to work? What's the process for this to happen? Let's go to this one. Number 5. Don't give into instant gratification. Now, what is instant gratification? Now, there's a lot of jokes on that, but Instant gratification is something that a lot of folks look for. So, like on social media, like the likes, the comments, the reposts, something like that. That's instant gratification. Long term gratification is going to be something that you're going to be looking at down the road. So, everything that I do that you guys watch, and I'm very grateful for you, by the way, is long term. It's a long tail play. And so what that means is that you put out information and content today that people will consume tomorrow. And it could be about uh, a cleaning method. It could be about how to orchestrate a sale. It could be how to bake the best pie. It could be about how to trim a tree. It doesn't matter. Long term information is where people live. And so Jane or Bob or Phil or Jessica or Rebecca or Steve, if they're at 4 o'clock in the morning and they can't sleep and they scroll and search your information, all of a sudden you become an asset in a positive way. So why would you want instant gratification if you can get overall gratification and bring value to someone's life? So think about that. I was told when I was on the speaking circuit that they're like, Greg, why would you not want to come to an event if it was only 50 people? And I'm like, that's a dang good question. Why wouldn't I? And they're like, well, wouldn't you do a show if there was only 50 people on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram? I'm like, yeah, I would totally do that. They're like, so what's the difference? And I'm like, shoot, you got a freaking good point right there. All right, let's go on to this one. Number 6, don't worry about pleasing everybody. Holy mackerel socks. This one has some sauce on it for me. Don't please everybody. You're not going to please everybody. I mean, think about your ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, ex-spouses, in-laws, whatever. You're not going to make them happy. I mean, my grandma and grandpa pulled me aside one day, and this is back when I was doing the podcast. And my grandfather, he passed, but he was zero BS. And he's like, Greg, I'm like, yes, Grandpa. He's like, we need to work on your vernacular. I'm like, what the shit is vernacular? Oh, language, how I talk. Oh, shoot. Now, did I make him proud or happy doing that? Nah, probably not. But I made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people around the world happy because of the way I speak and the way I interact, because I am who I am and I'm not trying to please everyone. Don't try to be Pollyanna. Just be you. People are going to respect the crap out of you for doing that. All right. For our 7th, don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself. Okay. This one I kind of disagree with. And here's the reason why I say that is that sometimes everybody needs a few moments to sit and just kind of, this is a crappy day. And you go to the park, you go to the ocean, you go to a lake, you go for a walk, you cook, you trim trees, you do whatever makes you happy, right? But if you feel sorry for yourself, which I've done multiple times, I'm not going to lie about this. It kind of sucks. And here's why it sucks: is because you only bring yourself down. Now, what? And this is something I've done. What if you took that energy and you went out and you made somebody else's day better? You said, hello, ma'am. Hello, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hold the door open. I mean, I'm 6'5", so I mean, grab a can of beans off the top shelf for a lady who's shorter, which I did actually yesterday. Now it's not something I say that you're doing it for yourself. It's just saying take your mind out of where you are right now and pick up a baby squirrel, walk a dog, do anything to not feel sorry for yourself, because guess what? Nobody gives a flying what about how you feel. They just don't. I don't care what you think. They just don't. So stop thinking about it. Go make somebody else's life better. My gosh. Number 8, don't focus on things you can't control. Now, the Navy SEALs have this incredible rule when they train SEALs to do rock climbing, and it's called the 6 foot rule. Now, again, like I said, I'm 6'5", so I've got really large arm span. And so within the 6 foot rule, that's the only thing you can control. So if you're not controlling with what's within 6 feet of you, then you have no control. A lot of the times we want to, man, let's look at politics right now, right? Politics are banana cakes. I don't care what side of the aisle you're sitting on, it's bananas. But here's the thing, you can control what's within 6 feet of you, which means your mindset, your feelings, your mental attitude, your relationships with folks around you. That's your 6 foot rule. Just control that in a positive way. And all of a sudden, your life's going to shift in a very, very positive manner. Let's go to number 9. Don't let others influence your emotions. So there's this word called triggering. And I really honestly don't understand the concept of this, word triggering. I'm not going to allow somebody to trigger me emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, based upon their thought pattern. Of course, there's the term Karens, right? So a Karen, or that's a girl. Brad which is my brother's name, which is really kind of weird, is a guy. And these are the individuals that come up and they try to impose their thought patterns on you in an aggressive manner. I was at a dog park. Imagine that, right? And there was this guy, and I wasn't trying to be mean. I said, "Excuse me, does anybody know who has the black and white dog that just dropped hammer in the middle of the park?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, it's my dog." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I'm like, "It's right over there, man. Would you mind picking it up so we don't all step in it?" So he went over and got it, and he threw it away, and he came back, and he walked up to me, and there was a black gentleman to my right at that point. He was I think a Hispanic or South American of some origin individual in front of me. And this is not a racial thing in the slightest. It's not all. It's just personalities, right? And this guy came up and physically chest pumped me, like hard in the chest. And he's much smaller than I was or I am. And I'm like, "Dude, are you having a bad day? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening?" He's like, "Dude, you ran up on me." I'm like, no, I did not." And so I de-escalated the situation. And then the gentleman to my right, he's like, "Yeah, bruh, no, you rushed on him," talking to the other guy. And he's like, "No, I didn't." He's like, "Yeah, you did." And I'm like, "Thank you." And this is where it comes from, controlling your emotions. Now, I could have exploded on the guy, and I could have very easily beat the schnazolas out of him. But I just said, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. A lot of the times when we have interactions with folks, uh, it's uh, it's not worth your time and energy or effort, because they just might be having a bad day. So allow them to have a bad day. It's not a big thing, but control your emotions is huge. Um, let's go to the next one. Um, don't reset people's success. Excuse me. Everybody has a right to be free, prosperous, successful, happy. Don't try to reset it. I mean, a lot of times, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, folks try to say, "Hey, you should do my mouse," or "You should have done my mow," right? Why are you trying to reset it? It's already set in the past. Let it go. Stop it. Just encourage them to be the best person they can possibly be. Now, number 11, don't be shy. Don't shy away from responsibilities. Now, why is this important? The reason why it's important is that responsibilities, let's say a mortgage, pets, cooking dinner for your girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, partner, when they have a bad day, rough day, long day, you have a responsibility in life to show up. So show up. And I have been very guilty of not doing that. And I'm working my best to change that on my side of life. But in regards to responsibilities, it doesn't have to be just you. What about your parents? My parents were in a massive car accident a couple of months ago, and I've been trying to get in front of them, be around them. My dad went for a medical procedure the other day. My mom broke her arm, and I've been doing everything I can to be around them. But your responsibilities are to what's important to you. So, what's important to you? Is it family? Is it business? Is it yourself? Is it your pets? Is it your spouse, your partner? What is that responsibility? Do not shy away. Stand up for this stuff because it really freaking counts. All right, we have two more, boys and girls. Don't give up after the first failure. Now, what does a failure really look like? A failure is something that you put into your brain. It's saying like, "Oh, I didn't get that listing. I didn't get that buyer. I didn't get that deal. I didn't get that first date. I didn't get blah." Right? The first time here's a funny story. When so we have had first two dates. One was a day date, one was a night date. The first one was a day date, was a breakfast meeting, like very casual, right? And we hung out for like 3 or 4 hours talking. Then we went and looked at properties together. I didn't think it was going to go that far. And then I had to get on to a video call. And I walked her back out to her car at my then property. And I went in for a kiss in the middle of the day on the first date, and she recoiled like a snake and probably wanted to bite me. And so I was just like, well, shit, that went sideways. I'm like, okay, so I may or may not see this individual again, but life is life. Now, here's the funny part. She calls me up about 2 days later, and she's like, "So, are you just not going to ever take me out again, or what?" And I'm like, "Well, I guess it went okay." So we went on a night date, and she wore this gorgeous black long dress, and we played shuffleboard, and we got beers, and we walked around San Francisco and the Mission, and it was phenomenal, right? Here's the thing. If I had given up the first time and just walked away, 8 years later, it wouldn't have worked. So for you in life, where is that black dress? Where is that night date? Where is that opportunity that you could have to never give up? Because if you view life through a different lens, you'll succeed every single time. But if you stop and just lay down and die, business and personal is just not going to work. I'll be honest with you on that one. But if you keep going, you keep pushing, you keep loving, you keep bringing value, you will always, always win. Now let's take our last one. So our last one, number 13. Don't fear taking calculated risks. My grandparents left me, let's say, more than a few pennies in inheritance, which I did not see coming. The thing is that there was one stipulation with the capital. You could not spend it on your bills. You could not spend it on daily things like groceries, rent, whatever else. You have to do something to invest into your future. And I'm like, I asked my mom, and my dad, I'm like, why in the heck would they ask that kind of criteria? And here's the cool thing about it. My grandma, when she got her inheritance a long time, many, many moons ago, she went and bought this 95-acre ranch in Salinas, California. And my grandfather thought she was freaking nuts. Well, it turned into be a very incredible investment because she took a calculated investment in risk. So for you guys, and I think she bought it for like $80,000 or something like that. I honestly don't know the number. I'm just making something up at this moment. They sold it for, let's say, many zeros behind that. She did a calculated risk because she knew what she wanted. So, what do you want? What are you going to risk? What are you going to go for? What are you going to do? I mean, could you honestly see yourself not taking any risk in life? I mean, every gentleman that's watching and listening to this, and every lady, by the way, and when a gentleman or a man, a dude, a guy, sees a girl and he's like, oh my gosh, she is absolutely stunning. Like, she is my go to. And he walks up and he takes a calculated risk. He walks up and says, hi, my name is blah. What's your name? And she takes a calculated risk and says, hi, my name is Shkamush. Do you not think there's risk involved there? It's the same thing as going to a bank and getting a loan or anything else. Go out. Scare yourself a little bit. Have a conversation with somebody. You never know what somebody else is going through. And maybe just having a cup of coffee with somebody. It comes back to the uncalculated risk, right? There's an individual I walk my dogs with every morning, and I didn't know who this individual was. Let's just say she has influence. Let's just leave it there. And I'm like, we're just walking dogs, talking about dog poop and, just laughing about dumb stuff. So I took the risk to make a friend. Take the risk, make a friend, enjoy a conversation, have a cup of coffee, have some bad jokes. It's better than sitting at home alone, or it's better than, lamenting about where your business is. Go make friends. Take that opportunity at the soonest possible, time you can. Your life will not suck for making more connections. A lot of my neighbors, as you guys well know, I have 2 giant German shepherds, and I have phenomenal conversations with my neighbors, and they're all like, "Oh, Greg, you got the shepherds," and I honestly can't remember their names 90% of the time. There's a couple of them I can, but not all of them. But here's the thing: if you don't stop, you'll never fail. End of story. So let's go over these really quickly, and I'll get you guys out of here. Okay, number 1. Don't fear alone time. You got to love that stuff. Seriously, I love alone time. It is amazing at this point. Don't dwell on the past is number 2. Don't feel the world owes you. No. Everybody has that thought pattern, but don't feel that way. Don't expect immediate results. Life takes time. I mean, think about it. I mean, I'm going to be 47 this coming December. Do you think that that was an immediate result? No, not whatsoever. So, in regards to life, business, relationships, Just let it play out. But you have to be a good player to let it play out in a positive way. You can't be a jackass. Um, don't give in to instant gratification. Bad idea. Don't worry about pleasing everybody. Not everyone's gonna like you. I mean, think about your ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, ex-spouses, ex-partners. They don't really like you so much. Okay, so don't worry about that. Forget about it. Move on. You're gonna find there's 7, 8, 9 billion people on the planet. You're gonna find someone who's gonna like you. Number 7. Don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself. Look, ain't nobody caring about how you feel. Suck it up, buttercup. Move the fuck on. Sorry for the cussing. Number 8. Don't focus on things you can't control. It's like saying, I'm going to worry about politics. Yeah, no, good. Congratulations. But you can't control it. Don't worry about it. Kick rocks and keep moving. Control your 6 foot. Don't worry about others influencing your emotions. Why are you caring about what other people are thinking about you? They're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. Relax. Number 10. Don't resent. Oh, I didn't cover this one. Shit. Don't resent other people's success. I have a lot of folks in my life that are very successful, and I'm talking like 8, 9 figures successful. And for a minute, I was resentful of them. And then all of a sudden, I had a mind shift, and I was like, you know what? Forget about it. I'm going to be thankful. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to encourage them. I'm going to bring resources to them. Why? Because I want them to be the best version of themselves. So when you shift your mindset, people are going to come to you and they're going to do the exact same thing. So allow them to give you blessings. All right. We got 3 more and we're out of here. Don't shy away from responsibilities. That means man the up, woman up, and just get it done. You got to lose weight, lose weight. If you got to make money, make money. I don't care if you have to be a greeter or Walmart. Do your responsibilities. End of story, whatever that means in your life. Number 12, don't give up on the first failure. Always keep going. Never stop. Never stop. Ever. And you will ultimately succeed because everybody else is going to fall off. Number 13, our last one. Don't fear taking calculated risk. Now, why do I like that one so much? People don't take risks. They're too afraid of failing. But in reality, if you look at the analysis and you're like, okay, this could work, this could not work. But what if it did work? That's called calculation. And then you go forward. Like I just started investing into a crypto account, and people are like, oh, I don't know if that's going to work. And at this moment of this recording, dude, I'm making 25% on my money. And I'm like, yes, I will take 25% on my money on a return basis. I mean, what else is it going to do? Sit in the account? I mean, that's retarded. But that's a calculated, assessment of my potential future. So, anyways, guys and gals, boys and girls, you know what? It's been weighing on my heart to have a conversation with you about this stuff. Go back and watch the video if you guys are just chiming in right now or watch this on the replay. I've taken a hiatus away from doing videos. I don't know why, but I have. Actually, I do know why, but I'm not going to share that with you. But I want you guys to be the most successful, powerful, incredible people you can possibly be. Go figure out something that works well for you. And I hope to see you guys on the next video. Until then, peace out, ninjas. Deuce. Love you. Bye.